country is on fire. There are protests all over the country. I've never seen anything like this. Many graduation ceremonies are being canceled. They're canceled, as you know, in Colombia. They're canceling a lot of them. And we have a president that just refuses to talk because he can't talk. You know that, and so does everyone else. Some of the statements made about this witch hunt on CNN, fake news CNN, Michael Moore said the proof of falsifying records has not been accomplished. On Good Morning America, they said, we heard that expense payments to lawyers are legal expenses. You pay a lawyer expense payments. We didn't put it down as construction costs, the purchase of sheetrock, the electrical cost. The legal expense that we paid was put down as legal expense. There's nothing else you could say. You don't have to put down anything, I guess. But we put down legal expense was legal expense. Is that a correct statement, Mr. Attorney? Yes. And everyone's saying, oh, gee, that's the fraud. That's what they're trying to get us on. The fact that we call a legal expense a legal expense. They marked it down in the books. The check was signed. And the other thing, this was approved by all agencies. Everybody saw this. There was nothing being hidden at all. That's what they're all writing now. There's been nothing hidden. And it went through agencies, and I guess it went through the IRS also. It went through IRS. It went through the FEC. It went through everything. Also, NBC Today showed the challengers that there is no smoking gun, no email or tape to prove the president's intent. They don't have a way to prove that. That's NBC Today show. And then Fox News, Katie Cherkasky, said that the gag order is unconstitutional, which of course it is. The gag order is unconstitutional. So with all that's going on, they have no case. Every single legal scholar that I see, I mean, maybe there's somebody out there, some whack job, but for virtually everyone that I've seen has said there's absolutely no case. It's a case that shouldn't have been brought. The previous DA wouldn't bring it. Bragg didn't want to bring it, and he brought it because I'm running in #1 place. This all comes out of the White House and crooked Joe Biden. This comes from the White House, and it's all Biden because it's an attack on his political opponent. That hasn't happened in this country. It does happen in third world countries, but it hasn't happened in this country, and it's a shame. And the trial is a very unfair trial. It's a very, very unfair trial. The good news is they have nothing. Thank you.
All right, y'all. We are back with another video, and here we go again with this liar, Stormy Daniels. I mean, she pretty much just blowed the whole hush money case today. I mean, just blowed it. She even got to the point where she went to talking up under Donald Trump's clothes about what the man had on that night. I mean, just all type of weird stuff. I don't even want to go into details. I really don't want to go into details. But it was just weird that this judge, this crooked judge, sat up there and let this woman say all type of crazy stuff. I mean, all type of, you know what I'm saying, like grown folks business. I mean, he let her go into details about this, about that, and didn't even stop her. He pretty much was doing it just so they can try to open up another case on Donald Trump. They are literally trying to set Donald Trump up. This is ridiculous. This judge needs to be removed. But at the same time, all of this stuff that she's saying, the only thing that this corrupt judge did was tell her that this right here has nothing to do with the case. He did tell her that. But it was the fact that he let her say all of that. That right there is the problem. He let her get all of this crazy stuff talking up under this man's clothes. He let her get all of that out before he said, you know what I'm saying, that right there ain't got nothing to do with the case. It's ridiculous. Now, we heard what Trump just said in the intro of the video. Now, let's jump into where Fox News, where Judge Jeanine just went off. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. I really, really appreciate it. So like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. And let's check out what Judge Jeanine had to say about this. Let's go.
Okay, Jonathan Turley, Thank you for being here again. Take us through this whole situation today.
Well, it was a bizarre situation because you had the defense tell the judge, this is going to happen if you put her on the stand with these broad parameters. It happened. And then the judge said, well, I may ask the jury to forget that it happened. And how are they going to forget that? It's not like you're asking them to forget some CPA's testimony about a notation in a ledger, right? And the troubling thing about this is that they lit a dumpster fire in this courtroom, and the defense asked for the mistrial, and the judge blamed the defense attorneys. And so I can only imagine standing there, and it must have been difficult not to say, I'm sorry, Judge, I'm the attorney that told you not to put her on the stand. I told you that you had too broad of parameters. And then when she did exactly as we suggested you did, you ignored that I have a standing objection to her saying anything in this trial. And so at the end of the day, Merchan got what all of us expected. Now, this idea that he can make this cat walk backwards is going to be rather difficult. You know, you've already, had this witness go into every detail. Including whether the president wears boxer shorts, that he had Old Spice in his bathroom. I mean, that's the level of absurd detail. I mean, we've all seen Greg's office with the gallon of Old Spice, but we don't mention it. But this is a show. But the fact that you would bring in that type of just completely immaterial detail shows how this judge was a mere pedestrian in his courtroom. And then at the end of all of that, to say, God, he literally said, it would have been better if that testimony didn't occur. And you're just sort of looking around like, you were the one that allowed this testimony to occur.
And I can't imagine being someone on the jury. I did read at one point, one of the reporters said, or I think it was one of our producers said that one of the jurors, a woman, had her head in her hands going, I cannot believe that we're having to listen to this.
Interesting. I'm glad to hear.
See, now, before Judge Jeanine goes, that's exactly what I was talking about. He let her say all of that because that judge, and then they said he tried to blame Donald Trump's side that why they didn't stop him. You, the judge, you could have stopped him. You could have stopped her and kept her from saying all of that crazy stuff. When I tell y'all, this woman was going into details. And like I said, I'm not trying to get flagged. I'm not going to mention any of it. But, I mean, she went into, like, private details, saying all type of weird stuff. And it was just crazy. This judge sat there and let her say all of it and then ended off, well, that right there has nothing to do with the case. But why did you let her say all of that then? That's what I'm saying. This is how crazy, how corrupt these New York judges are. They want to take Donald Trump down so bad. And she was saying that in front of all them jurors. And like I said before, they just trying to open up another case on Donald Trump. That's the reason why that judge sat there and let her do that. It's just wild. But let's get to Judge Jeanine, because Judge Jeanine, she went off.
That I wish it were in the courtroom. In fact, I'll be in the courtroom on Thursday and Friday. But look, the testimony that we heard today has absolutely nothing to do with the indictment.
Exactly.
The testimony was irrelevant.
Yep.
It was prejudicial. It was not probative. It has nothing to do with how something was filed and how reimbursement to Cohen and whether it was correctly entered in the books. Period. End of the story. This judge saying to the defense attorney, well, you didn't object enough. Look, any judge worth his or her salt, if you see something happening that is going to jeopardize the conviction, you yourself, sua sponte, on your own, will say, I'm going to stop the line of questioning right here. And then what you do is you call the parties to the bench and you say to the defense, to the prosecution, you are moving too close to reversible error here. Let's trim the offenses here a little bit. But Merchan, and I heard one person say on Fox, oh, he's a really experienced judge. He's a fool. He's not an experienced.
Y'all hear what Judge Jeanine's saying. He's a fool. He is not experienced because ain't no judge finna sit there would just sit there and just let this woman say all of this stuff. I guarantee y'all this. And let me know in the comment section if you agree with me. I guarantee you that judge would not have let Donald Trump talked up on the Stormy Daniels clothes or saying all type of private stuff about her. You know what I'm saying? Say this. So I bet you he wouldn't allow Donald Trump to say any of that. He would have been cut Donald Trump off if he wasn't did what she just did. If a lot of you been watching and if you seen it yourself today about and seen it on Fox where this woman was going into details, I mean, it was wild. I couldn't believe. I ain't even gonna say I couldn't believe because I know how corrupt this judge is, and I already know this judge is against Trump. So they try to get all the ammunition they can against Donald Trump. But I mean, this right here was just too freaking far, and this is the reason why Judge Jeanine is upset, and I don't blame her because this what she was talking about has nothing to do with the case. She did that because she wanted to try to get another case started on Trump in case this don't go through. That's all they trying to do. It is just wow.
You are moving too close to reversible error here. Let's trim the offenses here a little bit. But Merchan, and I heard one person say on Fox, oh, he's a really experienced judge. He's a fool. He's not an experienced judge the way he's doing this. For him to say, please keep your answers short and listen to the questions while she is laying out what could be another prosecutable offense against Donald Trump that I'm not even going to mention. He is allowing reversible error in. He should have said, I'm going to strike that testimony. There should have been a curative instruction right then and there on the spot. But instead he says, well, I'll think about it, make a request at the time of charge, at the time of my charge. No. And then he sends the jury out and lays out the prosecutor for allowing this testimony in. This judge is either all in on convicting Trump, irrespective of whether it's going to be reversed, and I would bet my house this will be reversed by the Court of Appeal.
All right, y'all. There you go right there, man. Like I said, you never know what the case may be. Is he say, is she say? But then you start to listen to Stormy Daniels talk. It's like, it always ends up, just like E. Jean Carey, it always ends up with them trying to sell a book or write a book. It's always some type of attachment that they got to try to attach Donald Trump to make money. So it was just weird to me that this judge, like I said, let this woman say all of this weird stuff and let her ramble on and then stop her. That was crazy. But she really messed up this case by that because they said that he tried to tell her to be quiet because she was going too far off topic. But it was just hard for me to believe that after you let her say all of that. So it's like it don't make sense because now you didn't let her say it. So now you trying to get another case going. Boy, I'm telling you, they trying their best. But it's not going to work, though. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.